Hello, dear friends. Dance as if no one were watching. Laugh as if you will never be heard. Sing as if no one were listening. And live as if you were in paradise. William Packey. Opinion piece. Decisive moment. Climax. The real battle. We have arrived. Lighting the way. Gateway to abundance. The lion's gate is open. We win because God wins. Let's start. The climax of 2026 took place yesterday, Saturday, August 8th, with the opening of the Lion's Gate, a cosmic event that will release abundance for humanity, which is encoded in our DNA, and awaken the memory that this abundance constitutes a divine birthright in our process of ascension to a higher frequency, according to Patricia Cota Robles. The Lion's Gate is guarded by two lions that represent the lion of yesterday and the lion of tomorrow. Having passed through this portal, humanity transcends any control or manipulation of the past or future, align itself with the eternal moment of now to co-create the new earth alongside the celestial realms. This year, the I Am presence of every human being has received permission from the Creator to release the codes of divine birthright, located in the heart and encoded in the 12 solar strands of fifth dimensional DNA. This release will pave the way for expanding humanity's I Am presence into a higher order of harmony of being. Cota Robles notes that the opportunity experienced since the beginning of 2026 have prepared the next shift in the ascension process. More and more people will be able to rise above the chaos to hear the intuitive inner guidance of their I Am presence, and the commitments made before incarnating to help Mother Earth will begin to resonate. Thanks to the combined action of heaven and earth, humanity and all life on the planet will ascend to higher frequencies of light than ever before, allowing the heart-based codes of the new earth to flow into the consciousness of the masses. People all over the world are beginning to see with new eyes and hear with new ears. We have arrived. According to Coach Jerry, we are no longer in a waiting game. We have arrived. We win because God wins. The great split is happening in real time. The geopolitical revelations are extraordinary. The bombardment of truths is happening daily. The matrix is collapsing on multiple fronts. However, progress seems too slow, and at times we may feel as if we are trying to swim through a vast lake of butter, but at other times you may feel at peace, leaving all the problems of this world behind. On the surface, the battlefield involves incredible evil, economic fraud, political corruption, manipulated media, and so on. However, the real battle is for our spiritual essence, for our DNA, which contains our capacity to choose between good, healthy, and virtuous decisions or destructive and ungodly evil. Most of the inhabitants of this world don't usually consider spiritual matters, much less perceive the fierce battle between good and evil, a war that, unbeknownst to them, directly impacts their lives. At the heart of this war lies an amazing divine gift called free will, the ability of an individual to choose which side of this spiritual battle he will pledge allegiance to. Whispers of the soul. According to Keshe, your soul isn't becoming light. It has always been light. There is nothing to add to your soul, for it was born from the infinite, already complete and radiant. What you call awakening is simply the gradual removal of fear, limitations, and the false identity that has obscured your true nature. As these layers dissolve, your light shines naturally. You stop striving to become spiritual because you realize that spirituality isn't something you practice. It's the essence of who you are. The sun doesn't strive to shine, and neither does the awakened soul. Retribution. Many painful truths will come to light, and the public will demand justice. Humanity is facing the controlled disclosure of serious crimes and the establishment of swift justice, according to Elisa Arias. She describes the moment as a battle between good and evil, in which good has already won, and balance must be restored by exposing acts that would never be committed by honest people. Ayres explains that information about this has been leaked. Crimes are being addressed slowly and in controlled manner to avoid chaos. She notes that the war was fought in silence, that the corrupt structure was dismantled from public view, and that the pace of revelations have been accelerated, so that soon there will be no doubt about who is responsible. Following this process, new systems and technologies will be developed, and those who are prepared will assume leadership roles in a new era. Black budget. According to Mr. Poole, a total of 847 operatives linked to a dark side network were arrested simultaneously this Saturday at 47 federal facilities, following the activation of an executive order that launched a final accounting operation. Classified documents, financial records, and communications were found at the facilities, revealing financial crimes worth $847 billion and acts of treason accumulated over 70 years. Simultaneously, a second operation called Financial Default was carried out, resulting in the seizure of $847 billion in frozen assets originating from accounts belonging to the implicated agents, money laundering networks, overseas accounts, and secret black budget funds. Evolution. Humanity is in a process of spiritual evolution toward the fifth dimension, which will culminate in its integration into a community. A galactic shift of benevolent species is underway, driven by the arrival of divine light frequencies on the planet, the purification of the astral realm, and the collaboration of ascended beings during the decade of 2020 and 2030, according to the People's Newsletter. The best case scenario will occur in September, and the worst in September 2026, next month, and the worst in September 2028, according to this opinion. Until then, observe your surroundings to determine whether they are favorable. The newsletter places this process within the framework of the decade 2020-2030, during which God, the Father Mother, has granted permission to ascended beings and elder brothers from advanced worlds to collaborate with awakening humanity in fulfilling its divine mission. In the first 5 years, missionaries of light from around the world collaborated with the Celestial Company in millions of activities that dismantled the limitation and shadows accumulated over millennia by the dark forces of imbalance. The human nervous system is described as the key to remembering the identity and capabilities of each human being. It can transform high energy, adjust it within the cells, and allow the body to evolve and be nourished by that high energy of consciousness. The opening of the auric field and the arrival of pillars of light are mentioned, through which the guardians regulate the amount of energy each being can handle. Mother Earth has reached a frequency that allows the elder brothers to work with the I Am presence of human beings. These beings, inhabitants of peaceful, heart-based planets, share sacred knowledge and tools to accelerate the new Earth, but they cannot perform the process for humanity. This divine intervention will now help us avoid being deceived by the misinformation used by recalcitrant souls to confuse us and keep us trapped in fear and anxiety. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.